All right, you two, we back with another one, man. Just in time before the end of Glocktober. I was not planning on making this purchase. At least I didn't think I was. If y'all been following up with the whole Glock frenzy, they decided to drop the bomb on the gun industry and shake up the entire gun industry these last couple days. It's been crazy since they announced that they were discontinuing the entire lineup. Excluding the slim line, they pretty much discontinuing all their models, Gen 3, Gen 4, Gen 5s. Now, as y'all know, people like me, myself, and a lot of others have already come to the internet, ran to YouTube to make videos about it, basically stating our opinion and basically telling you guys not to go out and panic buy and start buying up every Glock that you could think of. But, of course, nobody listens, and when we hear panic buy, it kind of activates something in people to just go and do the exact opposite, which is go out and start buying up every piece you can find, just like with the ammo scares. But, y'all heard it from a lot of reputable resources, starting with Glock Store. Lenny pretty much followed on from there with everybody else, all the big gun tubers making videos about it, talking about how the discontinuation is, pissing people off. To be honest, I could care less, man. Needless to say, I already was going to get this Glock. I had my eye on it for some time now. I would say probably within the last year and a half, I've been contemplating buying it. And I just kind of missed my wave with trying to get it because they discontinued this one along with a few other models in the beginning of the year. I think it was the beginning of the year. Don't quote me on that. But not this discontinuation. This is the discontinuation that happened when they discontinued the Glock 29 and the Glock 30. And basically they discontinued a few Gen 4s and a few Gen 5s. It's not the one that I'm talking about now where they pretty much just canceled the entire lineup. But needless to say, I gave up on trying to look for this gun because when I found out that I pretty much missed my chance on getting it, I couldn't find it anywhere. Literally, it was sold out everywhere online. And now that I've been seeing it, it's literally been priced super high. And that stuff is just absurd, man. I don't believe in overpaying. I know that we want things and stuff like that, but I don't think it's worth overpaying for anything when you know the actual retail price for it or, the wholesale, even the street price. Either way, I found it. I just happened to be calling around, trying to see what Glocks is left in the store. Pretty much all my local stores, they're selling out Glocks by the second. They're flying off the shelf. Literally, I've called some stores that only had literally 3 or 4 Glocks left in their inventory. So needless to say, man, let's get into the video. Y'all know why we're here. We're getting right into it. Gonna unbox this joint. Let y'all know which glizzy I picked up. This thing is super tight. But yeah, man, here we have it. Got the big boy Glock 34, as y'all can see right there. Gen 5, Austria. Yeah, man. I definitely am satisfied with this purchase. To be honest, I was looking for this or a G47. I wanted the G47, but in reality, man, I pretty much already have that gun. If y'all know, y'all know. If y'all keep up with the channel, then y'all kind of already know what I'm talking about. And pretty much, that is the Glock 19X. Y'all know this thing was going to make an appearance. But anyway, this is basically a Glock 17 or a Glock 47 with the ramjet on it. So I didn't really need the G47. I just wanted it because I looked at it like I was probably going to build it out the same way that I got my 19X built out with the ramjet and everything. But I literally was calling everywhere, and they are sold out. All my local stores within the next 15 or 20 mile radius do not have any G47s in stock. And as y'all know, the Glock 34, like I said earlier, I didn't mention it specifically, but this was mentioned in the first discontinuation in the middle of the year when they discontinued a couple of models. I think it was 30-something models that they discontinued, and the G34 was one of them. So pretty much I had missed my shot because once they announced that, these things started flying off the shelf. I couldn't find them anywhere online, and I literally had a chance to get one, and I missed it. So I called up one of my local ranges, actually, that I go to, and just out of curiosity, I've never bought a gun from them. And YouTube, we're not promoting the sales of any firearms either, so I'm just letting my viewers know what's out there, just basically, letting them know the options. I'm not promoting the sales of any firearms. I don't have anything for sale on this channel, and I'm not stating where I bought the gun from. So please don't strike the video, man. Monetize the video, because I'm not promoting the sales once again. All right, y'all. Now that we got the disclaimers out the way, like I said, I called my local range, and just out of curiosity to see what they had, and pretty much they only had this. They had a Glock 45 Gen 5 MOS, and they had a couple of Glock 23s, some 43Xs, which those are going to be on the shelf for a while because they ain't going nowhere. But pretty much they had all of those in stock. This was the last Glock 34 that they had, and I asked them if they could hold it for me. They told me they couldn't, that they don't really do that. They just said to get there as fast as I can. So I just let it be, you know what I mean? I got there, and, I said, listen, if it's meant to be, it'll be there. If not, then it is what it is. So when I got there, pretty much they had a 43X and FDE, and I kind of was feeling that one. I was leaning towards the 43X or a 48, because as y'all know, I had the micro dagger, and that's basically a Glock 43X clone. Had bad luck with that, needless to say. I was going to give the 43X a try, but it feels pretty good in the hand. It's just too slim for me, man. I can't do the slim line. Like, to be honest, for this being a full-size competition gun, a gun that's leaning more towards competition, I can actually get my hand around this pretty easy. It feels even thinner than my 19X, which I know is probably not. That's kind of, insane to say, being as though they're practically the same gun at the grip size, at the grip frame. This just has the extended barrel. I think it's like a 5.3-inch barrel, if I'm not mistaken, or 5.2, something like that. But I know it's slightly bigger than pretty much, the standard Glock 17, but it is smaller than the 17L. So if y'all wondering, the 17L has the 6-inch barrel. But yeah, man, like I said, this is definitely a go, just basically off the feel in the hand. I mean, I know they say if you shot one Glock, you shot them all, or if you felt one Glock, you felt them all. But I don't know, it's just something about this one. I think it's just the extended slide. I just really like it's just super pointable. I really like that. And yes, I'm going to put an optic on here. Obviously, they don't make a ramjet for this. I don't even think you'll need it, because I'm expecting for this thing to be a super flat shooter, since you got all that weight up front. And YouTube, we are clear. I literally just brought this home from the gun store. So as you can see, all the magazines, you already pretty much know the Glock presentation, man. You get your normal back straps and locks and stuff like that. So no need to show any of that. But YouTube, as you can see, the trigger is depressed. I don't have anything in the mag, as you can see right there. It's super clear. And if y'all don't believe me, there you go. I'll even throw the mag in here just so you can see that we are clear. So save direction, point. So yeah, man, like I said, I think this is just going in a different route, because I already have basically a Glock 45, a Glock 17, a Glock 47. So I was really leaning towards a Glock 47 or a Glock 45, but I just couldn't bring myself to getting the Glock 45 when I got there, just because, like I said, I basically have that gun. And I know most of y'all gonna say it's not the same, but it is. It's just, obviously, the Glock 45 came in MOS. The 19X is available in MOS now, so that's kind of like irrelevant to even mention that anymore. That's not even a benefit to the 45, because the 19X is offered in the MOS version now. But I felt like this was just something that's not normally in my realm. I normally stick with, standard full size, if that's what you want to call it, or compact, subcompact, or compact, not subcompact. I don't really like the small guns too much. I'm not really the biggest fan of the small guns. That's why I passed up on the 43X. And I'm not going to discuss about the price of how much I paid for this, but pretty much I got this for the original number that you see it for before it got discontinued. You go online, these things are going for a lot more than what they used to be, obviously, because they discontinued now. And I'm just happy I got my hands on it, because I'm definitely going to do this gun up. I'm going to have this geared more towards like a home defense, fun range toy. But best believe I will be carrying this, because I have my my MSP universal holster from Tier 1. And if I throw the Surefire on here, I can literally carry this gun just as comfortable as I would with my 19X, because to be honest, the barrel length doesn't really matter, because the light actually protrudes out from my 19X much further. So if I throw it on here, I already tried it on here earlier. I took it back off, but it literally sticks out about this much more than the slide. Whereas doing my 19X, it comes out a lot further, about this much farther. So really, that's what you're concealing, because it comes out further, and my holster is geared for light bearing. It's geared towards a light bearing weapon. You know, it's a weapon light duty holster, whatever you want to call it. So I don't think that's really gonna matter as far as the barrel length. Yeah, the barrel length is actually a little bit bigger, but the light is really what matters. So I do plan on carrying this at some point, but obviously I'm gonna take it to the range. I don't expect it to be any less reliable than any other Glocks that I had. So I'm not even really too worried about that. It does come with the extended slide release. If you notice here, I'll show you again my 19X. Pretty much that's the standard, and that's the extended slide release. So I like the fact that they offer that straight from the factory. You ain't gotta order no, you know, aftermarket accessories or nothing like that to get that extended. But I think they only do that just because of the extended the slide, and for competition purposes, it'll probably just be easier to get up on there when you're shooting. And then as you see, I got the rear adjustable sights. I do not think I'm going to change the sights on here. I have my night sights from my 19X, the OEM Glock ones, and I was going to throw them on here, but I don't know. I might just leave them like this, because I'm probably going to end up throwing an optic on here. Probably going to get a light for it. I don't know yet. Either way, I'm just going to rock it like this for now, because I'm not carrying this at the moment. This won't be my EDC at the moment, but it'll probably be in the rotation once I shoot it a bit. But I ain't gonna do nothing too crazy. The one thing I will say that I could realize is that I really appreciate this trigger. I feel like I kind of forgot what a Glock Gen 5 trigger feels like. Cause my 26 and the other I forgot which other Glock I had. The Glock 20, I never changed the triggers on those, and those were both Gen 5. But for some reason, they didn't feel like this one. Like I feel like this one is like super crisp. Like, I don't know. That's the wall right there. Look, like that should take up. Super short take up. Yeah, got a little bit of after travel, but it's Glock, man. And then that's your reset right there. As you can see. Boom. All right, y'all, we back, man. But yeah, basically what I was saying, the trigger. I've watched a lot of videos of people saying that the trigger was more geared towards competition. So it was a little bit more enhanced on the 34. And I never really understood what that meant. But after actually feeling it, you can definitely notice the trigger on here is slightly upgraded from the standard Gen 5 trigger. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I definitely heard it in videos, other people reviewing the 34, and I actually can feel it because I've had quite a few Gen 5s already, and I could tell you right now, none of the triggers actually felt that shortened. Like if you was to enter a competition with this, I think you'll still be able to get off some fast follow-up shots, especially being as though you got that long slide up front. Like I said, you got all that mass up there, so you're not gonna have a whole lot of muzzle flip. So yeah, man, like I said, the Glock 34 for me is definitely a go, because I never had this size weapon in my inventory. I've had full size, subcompact, compact, so I've really never had something that was geared towards competition. I don't know if I'll ever enter a competition, but if I do, I'll be sure to use this one, because it's Glock, man. I mean, and not only that, it's geared towards it, so why not? But that's neither here nor there, man. I don't really know if I'm gonna really get into that. I just like the gun. It's just a nice gun to have in the collection, especially because they discontinued it. I don't know if it'll be coming back with the new Model Vs. I highly doubt it, because I've already seen the lineup, and you probably have too. And I did not see a G34 anywhere in that lineup. So this might be the end of the G34 for good, unless they'll probably come back with something different in the future. You know, in the near future, they might come out with a new gun that's geared towards competition. But then again, you have to wonder about the reliability. You know, is with this new Model V, is this going to be something that is going to affect Glock? So that's kind of one of the reasons why I did it. I did not think I was going to find a 34. I thought I was going to end up with a 47, and in all honesty, I probably was going to pull the trigger on the 45, the G45, if they didn't have this. But when I called the store and they had it, man, I just had to hurry up and make my way over there to get it. And to be honest, I'm happy with my purchase. You know what I mean? I don't regret it in any kind of way. Like I said, I do got some plans to do this thing up. Nothing too crazy. Like, I think a Glock is perfect out the box for something that you're just going to carry and just rock with, and you want that reliability, you really don't have to do nothing. Like, this is all you need right here. Any other upgrades, that's pretty much by preference. Everybody's different. And for me, I like to upgrade my guns. When I first got into guns, I didn't really care much for it, but I won't lie and say that I did get sucked into the whole consumerism world. But I have definitely pulled the brakes since. So I gradually upgrade my guns. I don't do too much, just kind of in the middle. And in reality, this is my first purchase this entire year. I haven't bought a firearm all year. I've actually got rid of most of my firearms. So this is actually my first purchase for the entire year of 2025, and it'll probably my last. Probably be my last. I don't know what is wrong with me. It'll probably be my last purchase for a while. So pretty much I'm gonna be good with this. I'm gonna upgrade this. I'm still working on the other guns that I got, training with them, and just pretty much trying to get the hang of them. So that'll probably be it for me. But I held off long enough, man. I knew I was going to eventually get something before the year was over. I just really didn't know what. I just didn't want to pull the trigger on just anything. But I'm happy that I waited because, man, I would have been pissed off if I actually bought the Glock 45 and then found out that actually one of my local stores had this thing sitting in the case, because you cannot find these anywhere. I've called around to numerous places. I've checked online, and they don't really have them anywhere. I think the only place I've seen them at, I think Glock store might have had them. But don't quote me on that, man. Either way, like I said, it's a go. I can't wait to get this thing to the range. I mean, it's a Glock. So like I said, reliability-wise, I don't expect anything less out of it. But as far as the shooting experience, I do expect to feel a little bit humbled, because I know that this thing is going to be a soft shooter. Without a compensator, just that extended barrel slide, like I said, it's just going to help out a whole lot. So I'm happy I got to purchase something for Glocktober. Like I said, I really didn't have it planned, but here we are, man. You know how I go with the gun community. When you into these firearms, you never know what you're going to pop out with. But yeah, man, like I said, if y'all want to know anything else, if it might have been something that I missed, just hit me up in the comments, man. Like I always tell y'all, I like to interact with everybody. I do appreciate each and every one of y'all for tuning in. It's Glocktober, man. We still got a week left. So let's turn this thing up for this next week, because once after that, who knows what else is coming from Glock. So stop the video here, man. If there's anything else y'all want to know, like I said, just hit me up in the comments. Otherwise, I'm going to catch you on the next video, man. Y'all be safe out there.